So hello guys, welcome to Data Explorers. This is the very first video. So in Data Explorers, we will start by sharing day to day what I am learning myself and sharing all that concepts with you guys. So we will going to start with machine learning. I know it is a bit higher because currently I am just focusing on machine learning skills of mine. So I thought so start from there. So it is starting from the beginning. Like if someone sees the video, follows that, so it is really helpful for him also or her also. So yesterday, I focused on a playlist that is 100 days of ML from Campus X. Definitely going to give them credit for that because they really have done a nice work. So this is how it goes. So in the very first, we need to understand what is ML. So for machine learning, we need to understand that there are two things. One is machine learning algorithm, and apart from that, end-to-end life cycle of ML project. Because mostly what happens that while learning the machine learning, we just focus on algorithm, but understanding which algorithm is really helpful for which project and what is the life cycle of that project, so that really also matters. So in this playlist, as the instructor was instructing that we are focusing on end-to-end life cycle of that project because that is really helpful for is real world perspective. Because learning algorithm is not that much tough task. If anyone of you have tried, then you will definitely going to see that we just need 5 lines of code to apply any ML model to in the data science project. So it is not tough part, but understanding of that algorithm, that why it should be used in that particular data, that is really important. So first of all, what is ML? So ML is just a tool that is learning from data, and ML is a model that is learning from data, and that is there is no requirement of explicitly coding the model because the model will cover all the cases with respect to data. It will learn from the data. It will recognize patterns from data. But if we are explicitly coding all the use cases, then it will really something like a programming kind of thing. So ML is not hardcore programming, we need to understand. So what are the cases where ML is really helpful? So ML is savior when we have to cover a lot of a variety of use cases. So there is ML helpful. Apart from that, really complex problem whenever there is, so here ML is a savior. And apart from that, where we need to recognize patterns from the data, means usually what happens that in the earlier level, if the pattern recognition is easy to do, then we human can do that. But if there is some hidden patterns, like there is a research, very world famous research that in it happened in Walmart that all the single daddies who goes to buy milk also buys beer. So this is not a usual pattern which can be recognized so easily. But by ML, it is found that by data by ML, it is found that okay, this is also a very common trade between humans, that all the single daddies are buying beer when they buy diapers or milk for their children. So we will discuss all these case studies further in the video also in further upcoming videos, but now just focus on our learning. So nowadays we see that all of a sudden the market is all going to data, 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 or there is a buzz all around us. And apart from that, we are seeing that industry is shifting very drastically towards ML and AI. But we should know that ML is not something that comes, that is in the industry from very long. Like in 90s, 60s, 90s, 70s, there is all Alan Turing and all, they all researched a lot. But currently what happens that due to data revolution, there is a lot of data generation going on due to internet and all. And also mobile phones are also playing an important role here. And apart from that, the hardware cost to store that data, that is also drastically decreasing. So here is the dual factors are working. like the data generation is rapidly increasing, exponentially increasing, and the hardware cost is also drastically decreasing. So definitely this is really a high time for ML to boom. Apart from that, in the second lecture we covered that what is AI versus ML versus DL. That means that artificial intelligence versus machine learning versus deep learning. So we need to understand that why humans are dominating the food chain of the environment, because humans have the supernatural power of communicate the ideas among itself, and that is super advanced than any other species. Other species also communicate, but that is human can do this kind of thing so well that it's dominating the food chain. You can see humans are not the strongest in the food chain. Apart from that, humans are not the wisest, and apart from that, humans are not the fastest. So communication is something that really boosted the homo sapiens. So now humans have the curiosity from very long that can it is possible that we created machines, but we can communicate with that machine. So nowadays AI is a tool, or we have high hopes from AI that we can communicate with machines with the help of AI. So this big is the superset of AI, and inside that here is an ML. So ML is basically more towards pattern recognition from the data. We recognize patterns and on, and inside ML there is a concept of deep learning. It is as basically a subset of ML, and here we just focus on mimicking human brain. It's not truly the copy of human brain, but it is somewhat inspired from human brain. We will see definitely later in the video. So in the starting, when the ML and AI concept started, the revolution started around 1960s and 1950s. So there is a term of symbolic AI expert system. So there, what was happening that they were explicitly coding all the things. There were a lot of conditional system, and we have, so when there is a lot of conditional system, we already discussed that as some condition will fail, we need to put there some more conditions, some more conditions. So for really complex problem, that will not really work. So that was rule based system it was called. And there is also a terminology called expert system where we have a database that is covering a lot of conditions and all. So that is, it have a lot of limitation, like it will only work for some closed system, and it will only perform some specific task. But whenever there is a fuzzy situation, fuzzy basically means there is a some complexity or confusion there, then our expert system will not work there very well. So that's why expert system and symbolic AI, these kind of things really went down, and now ML is booming and deep learning is booming. So uh, all rule based systems definitely going to decline from that. But nowadays industry, we need to understand that ML is not that much rule based, it is data driven, it is data dependent. And there is a famous quotation you will listen here, that if you provide the data, if you provide garbage in, then you will definitely going to get garbage out. So if there is a saying that garbage in garbage out for any ML model, no any biasness that you can use any ML model or any algorithm, but if your data is garbage, then definitely you are going to get garbage. So let's also see what is deep learning and how, why it is also so famous nowadays. So deep learning is inspired by human neuron. Totally it is not the copy of human neuron, human brain, human neuron, but it is basically inspired from that. The basic structure, that is perceptron of human cell, that is inspired truly from human brain. So here we need to understand that deep learning is a lot of data hungry. So nowadays we have seen that deep learning have got its boom from 2016 onwards, because as we discussed, a lot of data is generated. So definitely deep learning got its edge nowadays. So the beauty of deep learning is that here we don't need to provide any input features. it will generate the feature itself. And as we are going to increase the depth of the neuron, as we increase the number of neurons between the model, so it will going to increase the efficiency of the model. So there is a performance versus data amount of chart between deep learning and machine learning, and we can see definitely clearly that for initial level when we have low amount of data, machine learning models perform very better in comparison to deep learning model. But after a threshold, after a certain values, the machine learning performance become constant, or you can say it will going to decline. There is a concept of is a lot cuts of dimensionality in machine learning. So after a certain amount of data, the machine learning model will going to definitely not perform well. But in deep learning, as we going to provide a lot more and more data, its efficiency just go increasing and increasing exponentially. So in that case, there must be a question that why we are focusing on machine learning then if machine learning are not that efficient. So here we need to understand that till this time, 90% of the world's data is small data. It's not that huge amount of data we have, because we need to understand that the concept of garbage in garbage out. So the data must be specific to some problem, and it really helpful for such problems. So we don't have that much of data till this date. So hence machine learning is also an important aspect till this date. So guys, that's it. I discussed two lectures which I learned yesterday. So I shared all the summary with you guys. From today I will focus on types of ML. So we will going to definitely explore these lectures in upcoming videos. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.